The following upload is intended for reaction purposes only. All rights are reserved for the initial copyright owner. The full reaction to this video is available on my Patreon in the description below. Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are starting a brand new series on the channel. This is House of the Dragon. This is episode 1 and I am so excited. This is going to be the extension of the Game of Thrones series. I don't know if this is a prequel or a sequel. I purposely avoided all trailers. I have no idea what the storyline is going to be. All I'm hoping is that it is somewhere close to being as good as the first show that we got, because it was amazing. And yes, obviously the final season was a bit flippy floppy. We're not too sure what we think of it, but as a whole it was amazing. And obviously before we go into the new show, my question is to you guys, who did you want to be on the Iron Throne? Personally, I would have really loved to see either Jon or Tyrion. Any of them two characters, I would have loved it. You know, I'm not too fuming of who ended up being on there, but I didn't want them to be. You know, if you've not seen it, I won't spoil it, but surely you've seen it if you're coming into this new show. I'm kind of disappointed that they ended up being on it, but you know, as a whole, what an amazing show. Hopefully today is going to be a fantastic introduction into the brand new show, and I can't wait obviously to see what we have on offer. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. We do offer the full video in the link in the description. Just click that, go to Patreon page, and you can watch it for free. Every video that is put onto the YouTube. So thanks so much for doing that. If you're interested, check the description. And as I said, this is the first episode. We don't know much about the characters. We don't even know who's in it. Targaryens, Lannisters, Baratheons, who knows? Let's find out. This is episode 1. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
In the year 101, the old king called a great council to choose an heir. Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Welcome back, Princess.
I don't need mothering. Childbed is our battlefield. We must learn to face it with a stiff lip.
At Prince Daemon's urging, the Crown has invested his city watch.
Shall we discuss the heirs tournament?
Before the games are over, my son will be born, and my heir will soon put all of this to rest himself.
Oh yeah, this is the time where like you pass it down from male to male, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So if he died, his son would take it. It wouldn't go to her. And she said that the current ruler, 2 of his sons got killed, and they had a vote, didn't they? And it was between that female and him, and he ended up winning. And then she is his daughter. She looks like she's going to be another kind of Daenerys, which is sick in my opinion. She was a beast, so I can't wait to see.
I brought you something.
Is that Matthew Smith? He's a good actor, him.
You and I both own a small piece of our ancestry.
We've
Oh,
sent
that's dirty,
inquiries
that.
to the Citadel. Might I suggest cauterization?
It will be painful.
Fine.
Has there been any word from your dear brother?
I'm sure he will re-emerge for the tourney.
This is the last time.
Oh, imagine that if you don't have one.
In the cradle, 2 stillbirths and 2 pregnancies ended well before their time.
Alright, so that's really interesting. She just said there that she's had obviously 5 pregnancies, she's had 1 daughter, she's had you know, 3 miscarriages, so to speak. She had like a stillbirth, and now obviously this is going to be the 5th. He's always said that he's wanted a boy, so she'd be happy with it. But it will change the dynamic of the family and the position of power in the rankings, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see if that actually obviously happens.
When I took command of the watch, you were stray mongrels.
You're a pack of hounds. King's Landing will learn to fear the colour gold.
Oh, his hand got whipped off. Whoa, his head's chilling.
You are to explain your doing the City Watch.
We installed Prince Daemon as commander to promote law and order.
Enforce my laws. Any further performances like last night will be answered.
But you know what, mate? I'm excited. He seems like a rowdy character, and that's what we want. We want chaos and unpredictability. Do you know what I'm saying? And do you know what? He's called Daemon, and you know what we have on this channel? We have love for Daemon, and I wonder if we're going to be repping this anytime soon. Team Daemon, mate. Honestly, he seems like the best one so far, and I'm going to be excited to see as we go along. I can't wait. If he gets good, mate, that is getting reps in the future episodes.
Queen Emma has begun her labours.
Got all them people buzzing.
The 7 shine upon all combatants.
Is that Daemon? Eldest son of the hand of the king. He wants to take him out. Oh, he took the horse out and not the man.
Is in breach, your grace. All attempts to turn the babe have failed.
Look at him being sick over there. That was pretty good, mate. That was gruesome. We'd love to see it. I like what they've just done there. I'm trying to figure out whose families are associated with who. Do you know, like up on that little panel thing there? The current king, his daughter, and his wife now. And then obviously his brother, Damon, who seems like a wild one. Who don't really seem to like the king's right-hand man right now.
Sometimes the father can make an impossible choice.
I reckon Damon's getting knocked off now.
I'm making the first incision.
Oh, he struck him down.
You have a son.
He got what he wanted, but it's ruthless.
Chosen a name?
Bale.
Oh, they're gonna burn them up. These look pretty good, these two. I like it. Right, the baby died. Yo, baby boy's dead. So he lost his wife and his kid, you know. He said that in these times, you have to make a tough decision. You can either choose to save both lives. I mean, you can save one life or both can possibly die. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he literally chose the kid. The wife died. The kid was born, was a son, joyous, and then obviously it turned to devastation because he didn't live for long.
Your Grace, this is the last thing any of us wish to discuss. That of your succession. Truth is, Damon should be far away.
Damon is my brother.
The king's firstborn child.
Stability so concerns this council, we shouldn't break 100 years of it by naming a girl heir.
My wife and son are dead! I will not sit here, suffer crows that come to feast on their corpses!
Now, Damon and Virginia would be decent to go after the throne. I could see Damon obviously try and taking it. I won't put it past him to self-sabotage his own family and kill everybody so he's left standing.
How is his grace?
Very low. Offer him comfort. He'll be glad of a visitor.
He's thinking of his family, him. He's thinking that if he could have one of the kids, mate, their family's going to be on the throne.
Prince Damon bought out one of the pleasure houses.
Gods give just as the gods take away.
He toasted Prince Balon, the heir for a day.
The heir for a day. Did you say it?
I have only ever defended you!
Spoken the truth. I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
An unwavering and loyal hand.
A cunt. Weak. And that council of leeches knows it. They all prey on you for their own ends.
If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king or queen.
This is no trivial gesture. The Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
Aegon foresaw the end of the world. 'Tis to begin with a terrible winter.
Winter's
All of
coming.
Westeros must stand against it.
I, Daenerys Targaryen, do hereby name Mira Targaryen heir to the Iron Throne.
Ah, so that's the ending. I thought it was a good episode, me, not gonna lie. You know, it's been a while, obviously, since Game of Thrones, and you've got to reintroduce it. You've got to give a bit of backstory. We seem to heavily focus a lot on the Targaryens. I don't know if we're going to venture out into the other families now. I did notice that 3 times in this episode they mentioned the Baratheons, and then we had a Stark at the very end, and obviously we know about the relationship between the Starks and obviously the Targaryens. But it's interesting. Her friend as well, you know, the king's, you know, Han's daughter. She's interesting me, you know. At the end there, when she was stood at the front, she was kind of giving her like the eyes. She wasn't like buzzing and clapping and like cheering. Like she was just like looking at her. And also like her dad, well, the king's hand in it sent her to the king. Now, obviously, we don't know what happened. I'm assuming nothing happened really because I don't know. It's just a bit weird to be honest. But it's ruthless what happened to obviously the king in it, mate. You know, his wife was pregnant. He wanted an heir to the throne, a son. You know, he chose the life of the baby over the life of his wife because he had that instinct, that feeling, and it was correct, and it looked like he made the right decision. And then obviously terror struck again, boom, mate, and the death of his wife and the death of his son, and it's kind of worked in, you know, his daughter's favour, innit, mate? You know, she has been named as second to the throne. Now, personally, well, not personally, I would have thought that, you know, Daemon would have been second to the throne. You know, like basically you would think that you've got him and then his brother, kind of like, you know, you've got Will and then Harry. Now obviously if we're only going off men here, just pretend like Will never had any kids, and then obviously he's got his little daughter now, hasn't he? She's in real life, it would go down from Will to her to him, do you know what I mean? But now obviously in this timeline it just drops from the men's, so like it would skip her now, and it should go to obviously Daemon, but that's not the case. Now I like how Daemon is kind of like I don't know, he looks like the savage one, the ruthless one. I thought it was true what he was saying to him at the end there, you know, like, you're not strong. I should be your right-hand man. I'm your brother, you know, I will protect you. Who from? Who do you need to protect from yourself, mate? You're weak. I'm strong, you're weak. The whole table, the council, they can see it. They try and prey off you, you know what I mean? They try to use you for their benefits. I can see it as well, mate, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see, because obviously he's colours was like red. Yeah, he's red mohawk. He's got a red dragon. I like the fact as well that not just one person has control of the dragons, you know, like we've seen her obviously got her to burn. Well, she was riding one at the start in it, and then she burned obviously the bodies before, and then we had him leaving, fleeing on one there. Obviously he's been sent away. I'm fully expecting him to come back and try and take over the throne. It'll be an epic you know, like fight scene if later on down the line this, to be honest, I wouldn't even want it to be this season. He seems pretty decent, to be honest, and I'm expecting this to run a few seasons, maybe like season 3 or something. We could get like him still wanting to be part of, you know, the throne, her still being in charge as well, and then we have like a dragon fight, 2 and 2, both on the back, dragon riders in the sky. Epic, you know, scratching, fighting, swords out, everything, mate. That would be a sick visual. Because I'm fully expecting the king to die at some point, just so that it will be like, whoa, we've got a first female in charge, or like something might happen to her and it throw like a spanner in the works. You know what I mean? It's you could never guess what's happening in this universe. Never, mate. Literally, the unpredictable always happens. So I'm excited to see who the big death will possibly be, and if we go into obviously like next episode and venture out into a new family, you know, like a Baratheon, a Stark, you know, a Lannister, what's going on with them, do you know what I mean, and get them trying to challenge these and get a plan to go after the throne themselves. Okay, that is going to wrap up episode 1 of House of the Dragon. What do you think? I personally liked it, thought it was a good episode. Can't wait obviously to see what the rest of the season has in store for us, because we didn't really mess about, you know. We jumped straight in with the Targaryen story. We've got a lot of background, you know. This is set 172 years before obviously Daenerys and obviously Jon Snow and the, you know, Cersei and Jaime and all that. So like it's going to be good to see obviously, you know, these characters and their families, and obviously like the hatred that we have and what teams are uniting, you know, what we had in the present, like little teams forming and forming. Obviously everyone's trying to backstab everybody in the back. They want to be on the throne themselves, don't they? But it'd be interesting to see the formations of the teams back here, you know, 172 years ago. And like I said in the intro, it said they had 10 dragons. Do you know what I mean? That's way more than we had with Daenerys. So it's going to be exciting to see if more people can control them, if there's going to be crazy fight scenes. You know, we had a reference of the winter's coming pretty much. You know, he never said winter is coming, yeah, but he referenced that obviously when it comes, everybody has to be united. You know, this is information from Aegon, I think he said, that's been passed down, and it's like a secret, he was saying, and like, you know, armies come in and you have to defend it. Now, we obviously had Daemon introduced. He's, you know, the leader of the Watch, and it seems like he's got like 2,000 soldiers that are obviously on his side. He's obviously now second in, come on, he should be like second heir to the throne, or, you know, third, but he's been banished by his brother, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He's not happy with what he said. Obviously, the king had a son, he died. Now, obviously, Daemon, he was joking that, you know, he held him as an heir for a day, and obviously he's not happy about that. And boom, mate, he's been banished away. Now, I'm expecting him to come back and try and take over it, and it's going to be exciting. But I thought this was a good episode. You know, we had a couple of name drops here and there, good character building. I think, like, you know, the fight scenes was really good. They was gruesome. They didn't mess about, did they? We had heads chopped off, you know, axes to the face, hands cut, you know, a couple of stabbings here and there. We got a wife, you know, a queen dead straight away, a baby that's died. Obviously, not, like, full-on killed, like the Red Wedding. Stab, mate. Literally, like, what the F? But it's still, like, you know, pretty deep stuff that's been going on, and then obviously this craziness and wild stories going on in between. I thought like quite a lot of information was like piled in, and like loads of different scenes was going on in this episode that is really entertaining. Now, like I said, mate, you know, we kind of heavily focused on the Targaryens, no problem, you know, I ain't got no problem with that, but it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here, because already she's been named as obviously like second in command, and you know, that's only kind of like in-house drama that they had going on, didn't they? It wasn't like second in command because another family wants to take over the throne or whatever. So obviously if Daemon's got 2,000, you know, soldiers strong right now, and obviously he's been banished away, I'm expecting him maybe to go out and kind of like join forces with other families and put you know, like offer him different kind of like incentives to join him, to obviously create a bigger one so that they can be more powerful, you know what I'm saying, to come back and obviously retaliate, as well as obviously like relationships forming in-house. I feel like the second you know, like the king's right hand, so to speak, I don't know, man, I don't trust him. I feel like he's got his own little agenda going. I feel like he might want to take the king down. He might see that weakness, and he's obviously tried once already to send his daughter in there to obviously, like, you know, help the king and something. But like I said, mate, he's got his own little agenda on the side, so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on, and what characters we end up championing and choosing, you know, to support or as we go through. In my personal opinion, I did like Daemon in this episode, not because I've got a Daemon shirt over there, which I will rep if he gets pretty sick, you know what I mean, and we start seeing some crazy fighting from him. Good first introduction. Can't wait for the next one. If you did enjoy it, please smash like. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.